And I was muted. Fire. Well, I hope you can hear me now because we are back. We are back, fellas. The Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet. I'm your host, Jack Cody, and we are here to break down. Well, it's NBA draft week. I didn't even know that. Like, it kind of just comes like that at you. But I think it's also to speak on the talent in this year's NBA draft, not really being all that in a bag of chips. Shout out all the players in the draft, Alex Sarr. But ultimately, I think teams this year are going to look to gain role players. We're not trying to draft the next Jason Tatum. We're not trying to draft the next LeBron James in this draft. You're trying to get good pieces on cheap rookie deals, guys that you think can come in right away and impact your team. So you just got to look at the first round of this draft and say, yeah, there's a good chance we have a lot of maybe 22, 23-year-olds that are selected, or 18. I mean, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Because I feel like the draft class isn't as great as it's been in the past years. But then again, every year there are busts at every single selection. So it's hit or miss. No draft pick is going to make or break your team this year. It might help you, though. And I want to get into something that's very, very interesting in my eyes. And I brought this up probably about 2 months ago, kind of halfway through the NBA season, actually. And I've been talking about it for the past year and a half. Where will Bronny James be selected? Who will draft Bronny James? And so we've all heard the rumors about LeBron and Bronny and LeBron playing with each other. You want to see Bronny and LeBron, father-son duo. We've all heard that LeBron would essentially do anything to play with Bronny. Now, Rich Paul has kind of thrown a bunch of different curveballs at us throughout the past couple of months about, LeBron's future, Bronny's future. They don't necessarily go hand in hand, but I think deep down we all know they go hand in hand. Wherever Bronny gets drafted, LeBron in his head, I think, would make a move to get to that spot because he's LeBron. He could do whatever he wants at this point in his career. You do need to look at what the Lakers just did. We talked about this yesterday on the Morning Jackpot. If you want to go check out that episode yesterday, please check it out after this live show. But JJ Redick being hired by the Lakers, I believe, was the telltale that LeBron is staying. Then you hear that LeBron and JJ haven't communicated about the job that JJ just got. So it makes you wonder, is LeBron in favor of JJ? He's got to be, right? They're friends. So LeBron's going to stay. But what if Bronny gets selected by a team that is not the Los Angeles Lakers? The Lakers have made it fairly clear, not really clear, but, we can kind of all assume Bronny's available at 55. The Lakers select him. The question is, does Bronny get to 55? To me, if I am a GM in the NBA, if I am an owner, if I am a part of any of these teams, 54 selections, get it right. Someone, for the love, take Bronny James. It will be the most interesting thing that we get to analyze ever. We've never seen something like this occur where the greatest basketball player of all time, his son is entering the league. He's made this big claim that he wants to play with his son. We don't know how many years LeBron has left. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 6? I don't know. But when I look at how you can stir the pot and maybe get back at LeBron, and I'm talking about one franchise in particular, LeBron, you've been a great basketball player for 20 years. You truly have put fear into franchises. You've put fear into fans. You've put fear into me. which is why the Boston Celtics should select Bronny James with the 30th pick in this year's NBA draft. Is it the 30th pick or the 32nd? Like, I never know how many NBA and NFL teams there are, but I'm going to pull up the draft board right now. We're going to get right into this NBA draft board and essentially just go down the list and see what teams need. And should we just do like a mock draft? There's got to be a way to do a mock draft, right? By the way, like my knowledge on these prospects is so weak. I'm sorry, man. Like not even half of this players selected are going to be college basketball players. And that's brutal. We watch the game of college basketball. We don't even get to see these dudes get selected. It's going to be a bunch of random dudes I've never heard about. All right. NBA draft mock simulator. Here we go. And then I'll share it. I want to be every team. Number of rounds. 2. I'll be. How do I select every single team? I want to be every team. All teams. Standard. Which draft NBA? Use default NBA. Which draft board do you want to use? Okay, here we go. All right. Let's see if I can share this on the screen here. And then let's do like a little split screen. How's that? It's not great. It's not great. I feel like there's got to be a way to. We might as well just do it like this. Bang. All right. So we're looking at the first pick. Atlanta Hawks are on the clock. I think Trae Young's getting traded. So if you're the Atlanta Hawks, you got to draft Alex Sarr. That's a no-brainer. So Alex Sarr is going to go number 1. All right. Now we got the Washington Wizards on the clock. Bro, am I tweaking or do the Wizards not have the second pick? NBA draft order. Like I can't trust this thing. No, they got the second pick. All right, bet. I was like, bro. So the Wizards, you got to look at a guy like Reed Shepherd could be selected here, but they got Jordan Poole. It's kind of like, why would you take another shooting guard? You do have to just take raw talent, I feel like, though. Like in this draft, more than anything, if you're not a great team, if you're not competing for a championship right now, which the Wizards are not, you just got to draft the best available, I think. So do you go with Klingon or do you go with Reed Shepherd? Because I don't know who this Zachary Researcher dude is. Does anybody know who that dude is? Anybody think that Zachary Researcher dude is good? What do they need? They need point guard. They need it, or they need a center. I think they're going to go Donovan Klingon right here. I think Donovan. I played against him in high school, so I think we're going to go Donovan Klingon with the second overall pick, drafted by the Washington Wizards. I think if you're the Washington Wizards and you want to create a team that's going to win eventually, Donovan Klingon is the definition of a winning basketball player. I'll be the first person to tell you that as a anti-UConn guy. Because not only did Donovan Klingon win at UConn back-to-back years, never lost, he also was the most dominant high school basketball player in the state of Connecticut I have ever seen. Maybe it's because he's 7'5", but, you know, I'd probably be doing the same thing if I was 7 feet tall. All right, so Houston got the third pick. You got to ask yourself, what does Houston need? They need everything. Okay. So they need a point guard, and they need a small forward, power forward, center. They don't need a shooting guard. Let's look at the roster here. You got Fred VanVleet. You got Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams. Jalen Green is their stud. Amon Thompson is who they picked last year. You don't need a shooting guard, so you don't go Reed Shepherd here. You kind of need Zachary Resacher. Bro, who is this dude? I want to watch I want to watch highlights of this Zachary Resacher dude. Zachary Resacher highlights. Let's see here. Bro, he averaged 10 points a game. All right, let's see if I can share. I'm going to share this now. All right, so this is the supposed dude that is kind of like the number 1, number 2 prospect on the draft board. He kind of looks small. Oh, that's a good look. Oh, that's a good shot. I like that. I like that. He looks like he could be nasty in a couple of years, but I don't think he's NBA ready right now. Yeah, bro's laying that shit in. Like, dunk that. He got a good shot. He got a great shot. All right. I've seen enough. I've seen more than enough from this kid. I'm going to pick him. But does Houston take them? Does Houston take him, or I think Houston goes with him. I think Houston goes with him, and you call it a day. Reed Shepherd's going to be picked fairly soon, though. All right. So now San Antonio's on the clock. I would go Reed Shepherd here. You pair Victor Wembanyama with Reed Shepherd, I'm happy. Okay. Now we got the worst team in the history of basketball, the Detroit Pistons. They need a point guard. They need a shooting guard. They need maybe a small forward, not really. Power forward. They need a center. They do not need. Okay. Because they need to pay James Wiseman $30 million. Matas Buzelis. Steven Castle. You could go with the UConn kid. But didn't they just take like Cade Cunningham? Yeah. You don't need a point guard. What are they talking about? Asar Thompson is a small forward. You could damn near go Dalton Connect here. All right, Pistons. Who you going with? You going with Steven Castle? You going with Rob Dillingham? You going Nikola Topic? Ron Holland? Damn, bro. This draft is going to get deep. I think you probably got to go with the Matas Buzelis, dude. That could be an interesting selection. But you probably got to go with a point guard here, no? I kind of like Steven Castle. That'd be tough. All right, we're going to go with Matas. Do we go Matas Buzelis or do we go Steven Castle here for Detroit? I feel like you can't pass up on a dude that's 6'8". You know? So I think we're going to go with no, we're not going to go with him. Do we go Rob Dillingham or do we go Steven Castle? Let's go Steven Castle. They literally have point guards, bro. Why is it saying that they have a severe need for point guards? That's my question. Matas Buzelis. Do we take him or do we not take him? Or do we take the dude from France? I love this dude, actually. I think we could take him. Tijani Saloon. I'm drafting him. That's who The Pistons are selecting. Okay. Interesting pick there, Jack. All right, the Hornets are on the clock. They kind of need a point guard. No, you don't. You have LaMelo Ball. What are you talking about? They kind of need a power forward. They definitely need a center. Hornets. All right, who you going with here? Well, you need a center. There's not available. You could go Zach Edey here. You can't go Zach Edey. I would probably either take Matas Buceles here, or I would take Dalton Connect, or I would take Rob Dillingham. Like, who are their point guards? They got LaMelo. Do they have any other point guards? Nah, I think you got to go Rob Dillingham here. Or do you go Steven Castle? Who do we think's better between Steven Castle and Rob Dillingham? I personally believe that Rob Dillingham probably have a little more upside, but you got a 6'5" point guard in Steven Castle versus 6'1" point guard in Rob Dillingham. I'm going to take Steven Castle here for the Hornets. That's going to be their pick. All right, now the Blazers are on the clock. What a horrible franchise this franchise is. All right, I would probably take Matas Buceles with this pick. Okay. With the 8th pick, the San Antonio Spurs. Ooh, so Toronto had this pick, but San Antonio somehow acquired it. And we've already taken Reed Shepherd. You're going to need every other position other than small forward. I'm not going to lie. San Antonio has the ability to win the draft. They're going to win the draft. Do not mess this up. I would select both Kentucky kids, though. I'm taking Rob Dillingham. So you get Rob Dillingham, you get Reed Shepherd, and you have Victor Wembanyama. That team is good in a couple of years. Listen, what did the Celtics do? All they did was draft Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in back-to-back years. JB first, then JT, both with the 3rd overall pick, and it led to a championship. Denver, same thing. Draft Jokic in the 2nd round. Draft Jamal Murray. Championship. It takes a little bit of time, 6-7 years, however long it takes you. But with a guy like Victor Wembanyama, he's going to be in the mix. All right, Memphis is on the clock. I think Memphis here could be in a situation to take a guy like Dalton Connect and really be an impact guy for this squad. It seems like they need a shooting guard. And to me, I see Dalton Connect kind of as a shooting guard type of guy. Memphis takes Dalton Connect here. I'm loving the way I'm drafting right now, personally. I feel like this is exactly how the draft is going to go. So we'll look at the board right after. But this is what I would do if I was every team. All right, Utah's on the clock. I feel like they would probably take a guy like Nikola Topic here. They need a point guard, and they need maybe a center. Do you go Devin Carter from Providence? You go Jared McCann here? I mean, I wouldn't hate the Jared McCann pick. I just don't know. Nah, I'm going to take the kid from Serbia. It's like his name is literally Nikola Jokic, bro. Oh, all right. The Bulls, they need everything except for a shooting guard. But you're going to trade Zach LaVine. You're probably going to get rid of DeMar DeRozan. He's an unrestricted free agent, so he'll sign somewhere else most likely. You go Ron Holland here, or this is where Chicago could go with Jared McCann. I'm going to be honest. Like, if I was Chicago in this spot, who's the next? What's the next pick? Because Jared McCann going fairly soon. OKC gets the 12th pick. What is this shit? They were the 1st overall seed in the Western Conference. That's crazy. All right. You probably got to go Ron Holland here, no? Yeah. You got to go Ron Holland. Don't even know who that dude is. All right. Now, OKC, you need a center. Does OKC go Zach Edey here? Is OKC going to get the 12th? Is OKC going to select Zach Edey with the 12th pick in this year's draft? Bro, Zach Edey and Chet Holmgren, you can't guard that. You can't. I'm taking Zach Edey here if I'm the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's just my personal opinion. Zach Edey goes 12th. Wow. That's probably a little premature for Zach Edey there. But, I think you can be a great NBA player. All right. Sacramento, they need a power forward. I'm not going with Kyle yet. You could go with a Khalil Ware, great basketball player. Could go with the freshman from Baylor, who's the best on the board right now. You're looking at you need a power forward. You need somebody that's going to bring some big men mentality to your team to help Sabonis. I like Khalil Ware here, but at the same time, 24th prospect, that's not great. It's not a great value pick here with the 13th. Do you go Kyle? You might have to go Kyle Filipowski here. I could see Kyle Filipowski being like a Kristaps Porzingis type of player. That's my comp. That's my player comparison for Kyle Filipowski. Or do you draft Bronny James? That's going to be everyone's mindset throughout this draft. Is like, all right, go Cody Williams, Devin Carter, Jacoby Waller, Jared McCann. Or you go Bronny James. Do I go Kyle here? Do I go Kyle? Or do you go Khalil Ware? You kind of have more upside with a guy like Khalil Ware, no? I feel like 21st value. It's not great. It's not great, but they need a power forward, so I'm going to take him. All right. Now we got the Blazers on the clock. This would have been Golden State's selection. That's unfortunate. So the Blazers have a chance here. They got the 7th and 14th. They got a chance to pair a couple of dudes here. When you get 2 draft picks in the first round, the value of that, people don't talk about how important that could possibly be to developing a team. They need a power forward too. God damn it. You could go with Khalil Ware. That's who I'm going to take. I'm going to go with Khalil Ware here because I feel like you definitely need a big, and I think Khalil Ware is going to bring a lot of value. Did I only do the first 14 picks, bro? All right. So these are the first 14 picks, in my opinion. We don't need to do the full draft today, but maybe we'll do the second half of it tomorrow. But this is what I'm thinking. You got Alex Sarr going 1, Donovan Clingan going 2. You got Zachary Risarcher going 3. You got Reed Shepherd going 4 to San Antonio. You got Tijani Saloon going 5 to Detroit. You got Steven Castle going 6 to Charlotte. Matas Buceles going 7 to Portland. Rob Dillingham goes 8 to San Antonio. Dalton Knecht goes 9 to Memphis. Nikola Topic goes 10 to Utah. Ron Holland goes 11 to Chicago. Zach Edey goes 12 off the board to OKC. Then you got Kyle Filipowski going 13 to Sacramento. And Khalil Ware goes 14 to the Portland Trailblazers. I don't hate it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Do we like this first 14 pick mock draft or do we not? I kind of want to do the rest, bro. Restart the draft, confirm lottery full draft. That's where I made a mistake. I didn't pick the full draft. Okay. All right, start the draft. I'll go quick here. So we go Alex Sarr. We went Wizards took Klingon. Then Houston took did they take the Zachary Wasarchi dude? They did. And then Reed Shepard. And then who did I don't think I went Matas Buceles here. Bro. Who did I pick? I don't think it really matters. I think I went with this dude. And then the 6th pick, Charlotte took who'd they take? They took Steven Castle. And then Matas went to Portland. Dalton Connect. Nah, we went Dillingham here. Then you go with Memphis. Who do they take? Memphis takes Dalton Connect. Then you got Utah taking Nikola Topic. That's a Danny Ainge type of pick right there. Ron Holland goes to the Bulls. And then you got some interesting selections here. Zach Edey is the first center off the board at 12. You got Kyle Filipowski going off the board here to Sacramento. And then Khalil Ware goes to Portland. All right, we are back, baby. Miami Heat are on the clock. They need some bigs. Guess what? All the bigs are gone. But this Yes V Missy guy, he could be good. Or do you take Jared McCain? I think Miami here, you could take Jared McCain. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm doing. Bro, that would be an electric landing spot for Jared McCain. I can't even lie. All right, Sixers are on the clock. Let's see here. Sixers. Who do they need? What do they need? They need a point guard. They need a power forward. You could go Isaiah Collier here. That'd be kind of tough. As a matter of fact, I absolutely love that pick if you go that. You got Cody Williams. You got Devin Carter. Keyshawn George. Dude, I'm taking Isaiah Collier. I love it. All right. Now LA with the 17th pick. Do you go Bronny? No, you don't. You need a small forward. You need shooters. You need guys that can shoot the ball. Severe. They need a center. They need shooters. I guarantee you they go Keyshawn George here. Or do you go Cody Williams? I don't even know who this dude is. Or do you go Johnny Furphy? Yeah, I like this kid. Johnny Furphy. Love it. All right. Orlando. Who are they going to go with? You need a point guard. You need a small forward. You need a power forward. Orlando going to go with. They don't need a shooting guard, really. It's like the last thing they need. Devin Carter, Jacoby. Tristan De Silva. You probably got to go there, no? Mm. Tyler Kolek could be a good pick here. I like that kid. He's good. He's a good player. Let's take him. Or do you go Tristan De Silva? You probably got to go Tristan De Silva. He's a win now type of player. So that'd be a great pick, honestly. But I'm gonna go Tyler Kolek at the point guard position because shooting means something in today's NBA. And when I was watching Marquette throughout March Madness, it was very evident and obvious that kid was the reason why they were so good this year. He could shoot the rock. Lights out. All right, Toronto on the clock with the 19th pick. They need point guard, shooting guard. We'll just go Cody Williams. 20th pick for Cleveland. They're going to need a center, so you go with the Baylor dude. Love it. All right. Then you got the Pelicans on the clock. Devin Carter could be an option here. Let's just do that. Phoenix with the 22nd pick. They need a point guard. So this could be a spot if Jared McCain is still available. I just don't think he falls all the way to 22. But this is honestly what I'm about to propose. If you are the Phoenix Suns, you draft Bronny James with the 22nd pick. You have lost your mind if you take anybody else in this spot. Carlton Carrington, Juan Nunez, AJ Mitchell, Jamal Shed, Kenneth Simpson. Who are these guys? I don't know. I don't care. But I know who Bronny James is. And if you select him, you're getting LeBron. Phoenix is taking Bronny. But Milwaukee, another team, take Bronny. Like any of these teams post 22nd pick in the first round, they should take Bronny. Now, I just selected Phoenix. I just said Phoenix would select him. It's going to be any of these teams. But he's not going to fall out of the first round. I guarantee it. I guarantee you, bro, Bronny James will be a first-round pick. I promise you on everything. That's a big promise. All right. What does Milwaukee need? They need a dude like Carlton Carrington, Juan Nunez. I kind of like that. I feel like a guy from Spain could be tough. All right, New York, you're on the clock. They need a center. Not a lot of great centers available. Do we go the power forward from Sweden? Or do you go Jacoby Walter? You don't really need a shooting guard. You maybe could use a small forward. We're going to go Tristan De Silva because he's got height, he's got length, and you don't know the certainty of, OG Anunoby coming back. All right. They have 2 picks in a row? That's crazy. Why did they get 2 in a row? Bro, that's dumb. All right. I mean, you might as well just take like Keyshawn George. All right. With the 26th pick, the Wizards. Bro, how did the Wizards get this pick? All these trades, bro. Everyone trying to get big superstar players, trading away all their draft picks. Now we got the Wizards having 2 selections in the first round. What is this? Keep your draft picks, fellas. You could see a team like the Wizards here, though, trying to go after a guy like LeBron. Nah, that'd be crazy. All right, Jacoby Walter, he's been on the board a little too long. I think we got to go with him. But you don't need a shooting guard. You need a point guard. I'm going to go Carlton Carrington. Love it. All right. The Timberwolves are on the clock. They need a small forward or a power forward. I think you got to just take the best available in. Ooh, do you go Bailey? No, you got to go Jacoby Walter. I don't even know who this dude is, but he's got to be good. All right, the Nuggets are on the clock. What do they need? They need a point guard. Interesting. See what the point guard. You're not looking at any point guards here, fellas. You're not looking at any point guards, but you're looking at Terrence Shannon Jr. Why do I feel like he has some baggage? I feel like there was a dude from Illinois that got in some crazy shit this year. I forget what his name was, but I feel like it might have been Terrence. So we're going to take him. All right. Utah is on the clock with the 29th pick. And if you're Utah here, sure, you need a point guard. Fine. I'm going to go with the kid from Sweden because I feel like a power forward from Sweden could be the steal of the draft. And with the 30th pick, the Celtics are on the clock, and they select Baylor Sherman. I actually love this pick. Just a kid who can come in there and just shoot it. All right, Toronto got the 31st pick. You go point guard here. You got no point guards available. You got a shooting guard available. You got a small forward. Who are these dudes? All right, we're going to go Ryan Dunn, this kid. And then all available point guard. Damn, Washington or Utah? Utah got 3 first-round picks is crazy. That's wild, bro. We took Nikola Topic and Bobby Klintman. I think you got to go with another France kid. Yeah. Pacome Dadiet. Listen, this is a European league now, fellas. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this mock draft. Let's get out of the mock draft. But ultimately, I think it's important that we understand the headline, the storyline of this year's draft will be who is going to select Bronny James, and if so, does he go in the first round, and does a team try and create a little tension? There's 2 reasons why you would draft Bronny. Actually, 3. Me personally, I think he could be Drew Holiday in the next couple of years. I think he's got LeBron's genes. So, why wouldn't you take a guy that has LeBron's genes? That's the first thing. He could be Drew Holiday in 5 years, playing great defense, shooting the 3 ball, jumps out the gym. That's a good pick in my opinion. I think he's a first-round guy. And I didn't know half the names on that list. So I'm like, Bronny, got to be going 22nd to Phoenix. But if he doesn't go 22nd to Phoenix, I think you got to look at a team like Boston. Who else? Miami could be a team. I don't think they take him at the 15th pick. I don't know if the Lakers would go with Bronny at 17, which makes me believe he ain't going to fall all the way to 55. But going back to the Bronny thing, he's either going to be a great basketball player, and that's why you select him, or you select him to create a trade package. So a team like Phoenix selects Bronny James. They can then trade Bronny to LA, and LA can then give Phoenix some pieces so Phoenix can actually be a good team. And then the third option is you select Bronny James because you want to see if LeBron will come play with you. And if you're a team like the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, that's a good scene to be in. If you're LeBron James, your son goes there. What do you sign a 1-year deal with the Lakers? You see how this works with JJ Redick. You let Bronny do his thing, and then you go to Phoenix, or do you make it happen this offseason? Because you have the ability to. Now, I know that the topic of today's show was the Boston Celtics will draft Bronny James. That's what I would do if I was the Celtics and he was on the board at 30. If Bronny James is available at 30, you take him. If he's available at 23, you take him. If he's available at 36, you take him. He can't fall to 55, guys. Don't let Bron just get it. Don't let Bron get what he wants. You know, that's the thing that we all need to understand here. There's great basketball players out there. I get it. If you're passing up on a dude in the second round with the 36th pick that you're going to regret for the rest of your life, fine. Take him. Don't take Bronny. But if you're kind of like, hey, we just won a championship, we don't really need anybody else, we're pretty darn good, but let's cause a little bit of havoc and get back at our guy LeBron James. Boston, select Bronny. And by the way, I was the first person to be on this a couple months ago. Not now. A couple months ago. I said that Bronny should be selected by the Celtics. Whew. Man, I'm excited for this draft, though. I am. With that being said, though, let's hop on SoBet.io, our proud sponsor of the show. Let's check out some daily picks and plays. Let's see if they got any money winners for us today. Shout out SoBet.io. We're going to hop on it right now. I'm excited for this draft now that I think about it. And I just want to see who selects Bronny. That's all I care about. But I do think San Antonio and Washington and Utah, those are three teams with a bunch of picks that can change the direction of their franchise with these two selections in many ways if you get it right with a couple of Kentucky players. We all know how good Reed Shepherd's going to be. We all know how good Dalton Knecht's going to be. We all know how good Rob Dillingham's going to be. You got to find the guys that are going to come into play right away. All right, we're on SoBet, fellas. This is the best. It's the best for all your sports betting needs. You got the best sports betting handicappers on SoBet.io giving you out the plays. Let's see here. We got the Joker Sports Picks, MLB Play 625. O's are due, but I've legit just been setting money on fire with them taking a break on the O's until they get out of this offensive slump. Phillies money line, Braves money line, Angels money line is the play of the day. What Up Bro has been printing money. He's up 20 units in the last 3 days. If you're not already on SoBet and you want to be up 20 units because you're tailing What Up Bro, then go sign up for SoBet. Use code Jackpot to sign up. The link is in the description. And just start printing money. Up 20 units in 3 days is crazy. Let's see if we got any plays. Oh, we got some Euro 2024 action. Pull in +2. If anyone wants to bet on soccer today, make sure you go hop on SoBet to get all the plays and descriptions. Pull in +2. Austria win or tie. Denmark money line. England, Slovenia under 2.5 goals. You got to do a half a unit on each of them, says Dusty Picks. Shout out Dusty Picks for some Euro plays. Look at this, just lucky. Nice little 4.38 unit winning day on SoBet for Just Lucky Picks. It looks like this guy went 2-1. Greatness. All right, what do we got, Parlay Poppy, with some early morning plays? He's got Phillies money line. That's the go-to, it seems like. Hottest team in baseball, best team in baseball, best team to bet on in baseball is the Philadelphia Phillies. They're consistent as heck. They're the best team, I would say, right now in this moment. I think the Orioles were a great team to bet on, but they've kind of cooled off a little bit. But anyways, that is SoBet.io. If you want to go check that out, make sure you just go sign up for SoBet. SoBet.io. Use code Jackpot to sign up, or you can download the app. All right, we got a question in the chat here. Shout out Jim with a question. Where do you think PG will land? Honestly, I think there's a really good chance he goes back to the Clippers. And I know that's not the greatest answer. I know that's not the most flashy, fantastic answer. But if you think about the whole situation and what Paul George has been doing and how the media has reacted to it and everything that's been dragged out, the reason why it's taking so long is because this is a leverage play for Paul George getting enough money from the Clippers. Everyone understands that Paul George is probably the most valuable asset on the market right now, or at least available to any team that wants to immediately upgrade with a superstar like Paul George. So Paul George needs to stay quiet, take his time, and then get the right money from the team he wants to go to. And that's probably the Clippers. If I'm Paul George, you probably want to stay in LA, right? You've always wanted to be in LA. Here you are, so close to a championship. Now, they weren't really close this year, but they had a team. If they were healthy, who knows? Maybe they beat Dallas, maybe they beat OKC, and the rest is history. Are the Clippers a better matchup for the Celtics in the finals? I would have probably said yes. Now, Dallas and Luka is just better than the Clippers, and that's why I picked Dallas to beat the Clippers. But you're looking at Paul George here, and you're saying to yourself, there's a couple of different situations. You could either go to Philadelphia, but I don't know how aggressive Philly's going to be with Paul George. And I've heard they've backed off a little bit, which leads me to believe that they have gotten insight. They have gotten the clues that point towards Paul George returning to the Clippers. I could be totally wrong. This is just my personal opinion from what I've heard and what I feel in this moment. And if I were Paul George, he's always wanted to be in LA. And for some reason now he doesn't want to be in LA. That can't be right. It's just the Clippers suck sometimes. They didn't win this year. They got bounced in the first round. So of course the trade rumors, this, that, and a bag of chips, the contract thing, it's a big deal in the NBA with all this money stuff. We get it. You got to figure it out. But I believe the reason why it's taking so long is because it's a leverage play for Paul George to get as much money from the Clippers as he possibly can. But that was a great explanation by me. I just give myself a little pat on the back. Flowers. So, yeah, Bronny James will be a Boston Celtic. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if tomorrow night we get to the very end of the draft and the Celtics just pick Bronny James? That would be the funniest thing. With the 30th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Bronny James, point guard, USC. Ah! I would actually lose my mind. I would be so happy. It's a great question, Jim. Is there any team you think that can challenge your Boston team that can possibly go down in game 7? So basically, do you believe there are any teams in this current moment in the NBA that could challenge the Boston Celtics? I think there's not a team in the East. Say what you want about what Philly's about to do this offseason. They ain't going to do anything that'll challenge the Celtics because Jason Tatum owns Joel Embiid. That's a known thing. Anytime anyone talks about the top 5 players in the game of basketball right now, I want y'all to make sure you don't have Joel Embiid in that thing because he don't deserve it. He won an MVP, fine. He's never been to a conference finals. He's not a winner. Okay? Tatum is. Tatum's a winner. He deserves to be in that top 5. Jaylen Brown deserves to be in that top 5, if anything. Not Joel Embiid. But are there any teams? Nobody from the East. Not Miami, not Philly. Milwaukee could take us 6. If fully healthy, Dame and Giannis could take us 6. They ain't taking us 7, though. Indiana, we saw how that went. New York, you don't want to see how that goes. The West is interesting because the West, I believe next year you're going to be looking at Denver, the Lakers, Minnesota, maybe, but I don't think Minnesota is going to compete with the Celtics. I do believe if there's 2 teams, 3 teams that could contest the Celtics in any way, shape, or form, it's Denver, it's the Lakers, and it's the Golden State Warriors if they make a move to get Steph Curry a number 2. I would predict Lakers Celtics right now to be the championship next year. That's just what I believe it's going to be. I think we're long overdue a Celtics Lakers title. I think for the past 5 years, we've kind of been like, ooh, it might come, it might happen. You get both of them get to the conference finals in given years and just hasn't worked out. I feel like this is the year where JJ Redick shuts everybody up, leads the Lakers to an NBA finals, and gets absolutely pummeled by the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics repeat. Y'all see that the Celtics front office, they put up the 2024 banner in their office already, and they put a blank banner right next to it because 2025 it's loading, and they all know. Everyone in that locker room, they're all on the same page. They all understand that they're better than everybody, and if they just do their job, the rest will be history. Don't get a little cocky. Don't get too cocky. Just play your game. Like, I don't want to see all those dudes come out next year and just think they're Michael Jordan. I think that this past year, what made the Celtics so great is they played the best team basketball I've seen out of any team in the last 25 years. There's a reason why I compared them to the 2018 Warriors, because in that point in time in the NBA, sure, there's so much talent right now, but the Celtics are the best team, and it's not close. And this offseason, every team needs to gear up to beat the Celtics. Every team is not gearing to win a title. Every team is gearing to beat the goddamn Boston Celtics because of how good the Celtics are. In 2017, 2018, every team had to gear up to beat the Warriors, and it wasn't going to happen because they were the greatest team ever. And you can't gear up to beat the greatest team ever, especially when you got Steph Curry and Kevin Durant on the same team, 2 of the 3 best players in the league. So to the rest of the league, I say good luck, but you're not going to be able to gear up to beat the Boston Celtics this year. So stay in your lane. Don't be, uber aggressive to try and create a super team because you're going to end up like Phoenix. So just stay on your course. Let the Celtics win about 3 more championships in the next 4 years. Get them 4 of 5 championships in the next 5 years. Fine. Be my guest. Boston's going to do their thing. Everybody else, just take your time. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Watch the Celtics win. And then maybe they'll get there one day. Oh, man. It's been a great show. I'm excited for the NBA draft tomorrow. But with that being said, that's going to do it for the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. I am your host, Jack Cody, and we will see y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you leave a like on the YouTube. And make sure you just tune in to any of the Morning Jackpot shows at 9 a.m. every single weekday presented by me and SoBet.io. Let's see what we got here from Jim. Answer a couple more questions if anybody leaves them in the chat. People really want a series because there was no team that was able to challenge Boston this season. Fully in agreement with you. I think a lot of the criticism and discrediting greatness that the media did during this Celtics run was a lot due to the media seeing how uncompetitive it was and being like, all right, we got to make a little storyline out of this. Like, well, what are we going to talk about? And I think ultimately they tried to find ways to create storylines that weren't actual storylines because of how good the Celtics were. There were no storylines other than the Celtics were the best team this year. And there were a bunch of storylines that were created by the media that were just truly false. Like Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, who's the better player? They're on the same goddamn team. Why are we debating it?